Dr. Kim, I'm doing lymphatic drainage and I'm not seeing results. All right, I hear you. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through a 10-part question, ultimately 10 questions that we're going to go through in a fairly specific order, especially in the beginning, that you're going to have an honest heart-to-heart with yourself to see why you might not be getting results. Because here's the thing. I know that when lymphatic drainage is implemented properly, everybody is going to benefit. Now, some are going to benefit on bigger scales, or it's going to appear bigger than others. But I know for certain that when your lymphatic system is draining and moving toxins and waste, that your body is ultimately going to function better. So let's dive into the 10 questions and see where it is that you might be falling short. Now, before we get into it, I want you to know that if you answer yes to the question that I'm talking about, you stop, and that is where you work. That's where you start. Okay? If the answer is no, then you move on to the next question. And then if the answer is no, you move on to the next, and so on. I promise you, by the time we get to question number 10, if you are being honest with yourself, you will find why you're not seeing results. I've never once, not once, gone through this with a client who's telling me I'm not seeing results and found out the reason why. All right, let's dive in. Number 1, are you implementing the 3 principles? Order, direction, and pressure. Meaning, are you implementing lymph node stimulation the way that I teach it? So termini, tonsil, apical, armpit, cisterna, chyli, groin, knee. Are you doing it in that order? If you are not, that's a problem. If you are not moving your fingers in the direction of where your termini is, that's a problem. Meaning, if you're pushing up on your tonsils, that's not where the fluid drains. So you're probably not going to see the best results. So direction matters. Direction is especially important if you were implementing manual lymphatic massage, dry brushing, any form of like gua sha type thing specific for, or your goal is lymphatic drainage. If you're not moving it in the exact direction in which the fluid drains, that is a problem. So if you're starting at your fingers and you're dry brushing to your armpit, you're not going to get great results. It's not going to happen. You got to start at your shoulder, moving it towards your termini, and then work your way down to your fingers. Same thing with your toes. And then pressure. Are you over pushing? Meaning, are you working on your lymph as if it's a deep tissue massage or a trigger point that you've been trying to work out? If that's the case, too much. Less is more with lymphatic drainage. Remember, pressure that you would put on your eyeball. So that's question number 1. Are you implementing those 3 principles every single time? All right. Number 2, are you being consistent? Meaning, are you doing this daily? You have to do the specific 7 at least 1 time daily. At least. Now, if you are super sensitive and you're getting symptoms, then you know things are moving, but you got to back it off. So that is not for those people, okay? This is for those that are like, I don't feel any difference. If you're not doing it every single day, at least once a day, that's where you have to start. Truthfully, we should be doing it twice a day because we have 24 hours in a day. And unfortunately, we actually sit longer than we move our body. We wear clothes that restrict lymphatic drainage. Like, we do a lot of lifestyle things that prevent lymph flow. So if you're telling me I'm not seeing results, I'm going to tell you need to bump it to twice a day. Now, I'm specifically talking about the specific 7. I'm not talking about doing full body, like dry brushing, manual lymphatic massage twice a day. That's not what I'm referring to with that. You need to clear your specific 7 at least twice a day. All right, that's number 2. Number 3, how long have you consistently been doing lymphatic drainage for? If you tell me anything less than 3 months straight, I'm going to tell you you're probably not giving your body enough time. Now, why I say this is I want you to ask yourself this question. How long have I been dealing with symptoms of lymphatic congestion? Normally, it's not a couple weeks or even a few months. Usually, it's a year, years, decades. So if we've been dealing with something for years and decades, it's likely going to take more than 3 months for your body to really start to show you what the heck is going on and what you need to do. So you may just need to be a little bit more patient and give it time. So have that honest heart-to-heart with yourself. How long realistically should I be doing this before I should start to expect seeing results? Number 4. This is a big one. Are you diaphragmatic breathing? Are you incorporating diaphragmatic breathing into your specific 7 and into your lymphatic drainage? If the answer is no, if the answer is you are not feeling your rib cage, your lower rib cage expanding 360 degrees, so meaning your ribs are coming out and your ribs are coming back along your spine, your belly's not coming out. If you are not doing that every single day, at least twice a day, then you are not going to have the same lymphatic drainage results. The reason that is because diaphragmatic breathing really works with the lymphatic drainage twofold. It's going to help move the lymphatic fluid, belly button, down to your feet. All of your internal organs and all the fluid belly button down only is going to drain if you diaphragmatic breathe. That is what's going to pull all of that fluid up into your thoracic duct and drain at your left termini. So if you're not diaphragmatic breathing, you're not fully moving that fluid. And the second thing that it does is it helps shift us into a parasympathetic state. Parasympathetic state is so important. That's our rest, digest, and drain. If we are stuck in this go, 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 sympathetic, dominant, sympathetic, like overload, our body is not worried about draining. It's like, F draining, forget this noise. We don't have time for that. We need to survive. You're not going to drain. There's more on that in a second. But diaphragmatic breathing is so important. So at minimum, and this is the bare minimum, and if you're not seeing results, I'm going to tell you to bump it up. You need to take 3 diaphragmatic breaths every time that you do your specific 7. You can do it either before or after you clear your cisterna chyli, you choose. But 3 diaphragmatic breaths. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Now, if you're not seeing results, I'm going to tell you, you really should probably do diaphragmatic breathing for 3 minutes. If it's really hard, that tells me that you need it even more, and then cut it down, work your way up to 3 minutes. Now, if you guys want, I can do an entire video on diaphragmatic breathing. How often should we do it? What does that look like? We can dive into that in far more detail, but this is usually where I want to say 50% of people, when they're like, I am not seeing results, it's because they're not diaphragmatic breathing. So check that out. Number 5. Are you only doing lymph node stimulation? So meaning, are you only doing the specific 7, or have you incorporated other things like manual lymphatic massage or vibration or rebounding or myofascial release or fascial release or any of the other techniques that's going to help move the lymphatic fluid in the vessels? Because remember, lymph node stimulation is opening up the doors, which is going to allow the fluid in the vessels to move and drain. So simply by opening the doors is fantastic, but if we're not moving the fluid through the doors, we might not be seeing all the benefits that we could be seeing. So you may need to now take your lymphatic drainage a step further by implementing manual lymphatic massage, potentially dry brushing, rebounding, vibration, neurolymphatic movements, fascial release, like there's so many other things. So take a look into that and ask yourself, I'm opening up the doors, but I don't think the fluid's flowing through. All right, that's where you gotta go. All right, that covers the first set of 5 questions that I take people through when they don't feel like they're seeing results with lymphatic drainage. If you've answered yes to any of those questions, you gotta start there. But if you've answered no, that's not me, you gotta come and watch and listen to the next set of 5 questions, because like I said, I know that we will figure out where you might need a little bit extra support in order for you to see the results that you're hoping for. Thanks for being here, and happy draining.